Welcome back to Thrifty Whiskey. I'm Josh.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Eric.
And today we have another whiskey that we're going to try and taste and tell you what we think and give you ratings and all that. Let's go ahead and pour it out and see what we think.
I poured it out before we introduced it.
Ethanol-y.
Weird
and ethanol are both notes I get.
At first, before I got it all up my nose, I was going to say something fruity.
I'm getting Mountain Dew. Flat Mountain Dew.
I can see that. I'm getting carrots.
That is an interesting note.
I'm going for a taste. Metallic vanilla. It's probably one of the best metallic vanillas I've ever had. It's sweet.
Mineral water.
Mineral water with a touch of vanilla.
No, there's no vanilla. It's just mineral water.
I get vanilla.
I get water that tastes like it has come through metal pipes.
Oh! Remember that can of water I had?
Yes, that
canned water, like canned in a soda pop canned water.
I'm getting a little bit of orange rind on the nose.
There is a fruity sweetness about this, but it's also very ethanol forward. For the way it presents, compared to other whiskeys that present similarly, this is probably the best one I've had.
What do you mean?
Basically, I mean this is probably the best category of this kind of whiskey. I think it is.
Oh, see, I think this just tastes like water. I don't think this tastes like whiskey. I think this tastes like water that was aged in wood and then put in a metal can, but only aged in that wood for a year. See, that's better.
It smells sweeter. It still smells sweet.
It smells sweeter. I'm actually getting note other than carrot. I'm getting a sweet potato.
I'm getting lemon blossom.
And a citrus, yeah.
Not the citrus itself.
Not the citrus itself, but the
flower.
See, I'm getting lemon. A lemon sweet potato.
It's okay.
Ooh, it's thin.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Really thin with water.
All right, so with that, we're going to move into our ratings. We're going to talk with nose, palate, and finish on a scale of 0 to 5. You guys are so excited about this one, I can tell.
I really kind of like the nose on this after adding water. I got a lemon blossom, sweet citrusy flower, but I'm fairly certain that I'm getting lemon flower on this that I really, really was intrigued with. I'm going to go 3.5 on the nose on that. The palate and finish weren't all that exciting for me, so I'm actually going with 2.5 on both of those.
I'm giving it a 1.5 on the nose. I liked the carrot note. It was interesting. It was different. I liked that when I added water, I got some lemon and sweet potato along with that carrot. It was also metallic and ethanol-y. It had interesting notes, but not pleasing notes. On the palate, I'm giving it a 1. It was thin. It was so thin. No good whiskey notes here to speak of at all. Even with water, which I think improved it a little bit. It made it taste less watery. And the finish, I'm giving a 0.5. If this was a marathon, this would get the did not finish.
I'm somewhere between you guys. I'm giving it a 1.5 on the nose. It was ethanol-y and metallic. There was more sweetness there than I guess Eric was getting. I found some sweetness in vanilla, and I enjoyed that. But it was like a vanilla frosting, but some sort of metallic note too. You added ball bearings to your frosting or something. On the palate, I'm going to go up to a 2.5. I'm more thought about it. It's if you gave this to me and I would just drink it, I'd be a little bit disappointed. If I'm honest, I'd be a little bit disappointed it wasn't something more interesting. But I wouldn't be you know what, I'll just pass. I'll be like, sure, that's all you got. I'll drink it. The finish, I'm going to give it 2. Tastes a lot like the palate, just not as good.
I mean, if drinkability is what the palate's based on, I'll drink this. It's water. I order water every time I go to a restaurant.
We're going to go ahead and talk about our guesses. We're going to guess what kind of whiskey we think this is, what we think the proof is, what we think the retail price is, and then we'll tell you how much we'd be willing to pay to get it on our shelf. Willing to pay being the key thing here.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's obvious, but I also know what's all in the closet, so.
This is an 80 proof Irish. It retails for $22. I would pay $12.
I'm going 80 proof bourbon, $18 retail. I'm buying it for $8.
I'm going 80 proof Canadian, but retails for $18. I'd buy it for $12.
See, here's my thing. The standard of Canadian is it has to taste like Canadian. This doesn't taste. So therefore it can't be Canadian.
Honestly, I like this better than Crown Royal, so.
No. Crown Royal has a taste.
Joyce, can you tell our viewers at home what we drank today?
Today you are drinking Gibson's Finest 12-year Canadian whiskey. Gibson's Finest 12-year is a blended Canadian whiskey from the Huron Walker Distillery and uses a mix of corn, rye, and barley grains. Gibson's Finest 12 Year is one of the oldest expressions of the Gibsons range. It is aged for 12 years in charred oak barrels. This bottle comes in at 80 proof. The average retail price is around $28. As always, your prices may vary. Thank you to Alan the Canadian for sending us this bottle to review.
This is Gibson's Finest Rare 12-year-old Canadian whiskey.
12 years old? What'd they age this in? XXXXX bourbon barrels?
Usually, I think usually they age them in uncharred new oak barrels. Also, climate up there is cold.
Uncharred used oak barrels, maybe. There's like a slight bit of wood there. The wood is in the color. That's it.
Used pickle barrels.
Either way, I think this is the oldest whiskey that we've ever done on the show.
I think you're right.
And
the fact that it's 12 years old, it's still in our price range, tells me.
it is 80 proof. But thank you to Alan the Canadian for sending us this bottle from Canada. I did think this is one of the better whiskeys I've had that's from Canada. It's not the more rye focused
I thought
one.
this was Irish.
So this was obviously a gift.
I would gladly pay $7 for a 12-year-old Canadian.
Well, the retail price for this is around $28.
Yeah, see, even when I thought it was Irish and retailing at 22, I wasn't willing to buy it.
So thank you again to Alan the Canadian. You're great. He has paid for 3 whiskey bottles and has personally sent us 7 whiskey bottles. So thank you so much, man. Even though we didn't like it.
It has a 12-year age statement on the bottle. Like, if I had $28 extra and didn't want to buy anything else, I would buy that simply to have on my shelf. It says it's a 12-year-old whiskey.
Either way, that's what we thought of the whiskey. Thanks again to Alan, and cheers to you, mate. May the winds of fortune sail you.
May you sail a gentle sea.
May it always be the other guy who says,
This drink's on me.
I almost said, may it always be Alan, the Canadian, who says...